guys, welcome to ITS, Information Technology Skills. We provide tutorial videos about computer programming and other computer stuff. So kung bago ka sa channel na to, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell kung gusto mong matuto ng computer programming. In this video, we're going to have Introduction to Visual Basic.NET. First, what is Visual Basic? Visual Basic is a tool that allows you to develop Windows application. So, basically, gagawa tayo ng mga GUI or Graphical User Interface. It was developed by Alan Cooper and owned by Microsoft Company. The word BASIC stands for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. What is Visual Basic.NET? Visual Basic.NET is the most productive tool for rapidly creating a wide range of Windows, web, mobile, and Office application built on .NET Framework. So, yung Visual Basic.NET, guys, siya yung pinaka-common na ginagamit kasi napakadali niyang gamitin if you are going to create a Windows application, a web application, pati sa mobile, at gumagamit siya ng .NET Framework. If you say .NET Framework, it is a Microsoft Managed Code Programming model for building applications on Windows client, server, and mobile, or other embedded devices. So ngayon guys, on this tutorial, ang gagamitin ko na software is the Visual Studio 2010 Ultimate. So you can download or you can use any Visual Studio na version. Depende po kung anong meron sa inyo. So if you're going to open the Visual Studio, makikita nyo meron parati silang startup page or start page. Okay, so dito sa start page, makikita natin dito sa may left part yung mga previews, applications, or projects na nagawa natin. Okay, so ignore the naming. Ganyan lang talaga ako magpangalan ng mga applications kapag practice. So if we're going to create a new project, dalawang way po yan. You can click this, new project. Pwedeng pumunta ka ng file, new, tapos makikita natin dito yung project. So click mo lang yan, or pangatlo, control, shift, N. Bahala ka dyan kung anong gusto nyo. So let's create a new project. So pagka-click nyo ng project guys, or create new project, meron tayo ditong bagong window na magda-display. Okay? So, dito sa my left part, nagpapakita dito yung mga programming languages na pwede nyong gamitin. Okay? So, meron tayong C#, C++, F#, Visual Basic. Kasi yun yung gagamitin natin, guys. VB tayo ngayon. So, click natin yung Visual Basic. Pagka-click nyo yan, guys, meron tayong pagpipilian kung ano yung gusto natin gawin. Windows, Web, Office, or others. Okay, so, Windows tayo guys, for standalone. Pagka-click nyo ng window, dito sa may gitna, magpapakita yung mga forms or yung gusto nyo gawin. Okay, so, sa Windows, meron tayong Windows Form application, merong console application. So, gagawa tayo ng window, ibig sabihin, Windows Form application, i-click natin. Then, sa baba, andito yung mga names and location kung saan nyo isa-save. So, let's have the name first project. Okay, so, when naming a project, guys, minimize po natin yung paggamit ng space kasi nag-error po siya. If you want to have 2 or more words, pwede nyo gamitin itong ganitong style. Palakihin nyo na lang po yung first letter ng second word, or you can use underscore. Okay? Then, to change the location, click browse. Tapos, kung saan nyo gustong isave. So, bahala kayo kung saan nyo gustong isave. Then, if you are done, you can click OK. So, guys, ito yung environment ng project natin. Meron tayong makikita, or these are the parts of the Visual Basic. So, yung IDE, guys, Integrated Development Environment, which is, ito yung environment or ito yung makikita mo dun sa screen mo. Okay? The first part, we have the menu bar. It is a line of text that lies across the top of the Visual Basic.NET window. So, ito yung mga menu bar natin, guys. So, yung file, edit, view. Okay, so it's a typical menu bar. Next part of the Visual Basic IDE is the standard toolbars. It gives you a quick access to the menu bar command you'll use most frequently. So, guys, these are the standard toolbar, yung baba ni menu bar. Okay? Then, dun sa standard toolbar, meron tayong tinatawag na tooltip. It is a little box that pops up and explain to you what the button function is. Okay, so kaya tinawag siyang tooltip. Typically, it's a tip about the tool. So, yung tooltip guys, yung makikita yung pangalan and the shortcut, yung mga gamit niya. Okay, so kasi mga image lang yung naka-display dito sa standard toolbar. Next, we have the toolbox. It contains the bits and pieces you need to build your application interface. Yung toolbox ko guys, nandito naka-hide. So, pagka-hover ko dyan, it will display the toolbox or the controls na gagamitin para ma-design mo yung window mo. Okay, so we have here the basic, we have the button, checkbox, and other controls na ginagamit para i-design yung window. So soon, other tutorial videos natin, i-explain natin or papakita natin kung paano ginagamit yung mga controls na yun. Next, we have the Forms Designer. This is the workplace where you actually design the visual layout of the form and the controls that lie on it. From the word form, tsaka designer, okay, so dyan ka magde-design ng window mo. So, dito sa taas, meron tayong makikitang tab. So, we have here form1.vb. So, ibig sabihin, the name of this form is form1. Hindi ko pa pinapalitan. That is the default if you are going to create a new project. Okay, meron kayong makikita dyan design. So, itong box na to, itong merong minimize, maximize, and close button, this is the form designer. Ibig sabihin, dito natin nilalagay yung mga controls natin. Let's say we're going to add a button. Click mo lang to. Tapos, i-click mo din dito. Or you can have the drag and drop para mailagay yung button. Next, we have the output window. From the word output and window, typically, dyan nilalagay yung output or if you have error. So, dito, ang output window, guys, is yung nasa baba. Okay? So, pag nilakihan natin yan, dito kasi nagpapakita yung the basic output kapag console ka. And we have the error list. Dito naman nagpapakita yung mga errors mo kapag meron kang error dun sa program mo. So, mamaya subukan natin kung paano gumagana yung mga yan. Next is the Solution Explorer. It is your quick reference to the various element, forms, class, and modules in your project. Dito guys, ang Solution Explorer sa akin nandito. I think this is the default location kasi hindi ko to binago. Okay, nandito sa may right part nung IDE. So, meron naman kayong mababasa dito na Solution Explorer. If you want to hide, okay lang. Pero sa akin, gusto ko naka-display siya kasi common siyang ginagamit. Okay? So, dito sa Solution Explorer, dito tayo nag-a-add ng mga new forms. Kung gusto nyo 2 or more forms yung nilalagay natin, module and other parts of your project. So, to add a form, punta lang kayo dito. Click nyo lang yung project name. So, sa akin, i-click ko yung first project kasi yun yung project name ko. Right-click, tapos add. Okay, so magpapakita dito yung pagpipilian nyo. So, we're going to add new form. So, click lang natin yung Windows form. So, nakalagay na dito sa baba the form name. So, default form 2 siya kasi siya yung pangalawang form. So, kung magpapalit kayo ng pangalan ng form, gamitin nyo yung pinaka-common na prefix sa pagpapangalan ng forms, which is the FRM. So, let's say this form is FRM next. Okay? So, bawal pa rin po ang space sa pagpapangalan ng form, in naming your forms. Okay? If you want to use 2 words, pwedeng underscore yung space or capital letter ulit yung first letter nung next na word. Okay? So, if you are done, just click Add. And makikita nyo sa Solution Explorer yung pangalan ng bago nyong form. Then, we also have the Properties window. Exposes the various characteristics or property of the selected object. From the word property, guys, it is the characteristics or ano yung nagde-describe nung sa object na napili mo. Ano ba yung object na sinasabi dito, guys? Ang object, guys, is a real-world object. So, dito sa program natin, yung mga forms, yung mga controls na nilalagay natin dun sa form, yung dinidesign natin dun sa form, those are objects. Basically, property window or properties window is located dun sa baba ni Solution Explorer. So, I think dito talaga siya kasi hindi ko pa binabago yung arrangement dito, guys. So, pwede mong i-auto-hide kung gusto mo or pwede mong baguhin yung location niya. Kapag nabago, let's say, nag-fly-fly siya, meron naman kayong makikitang mga button sa gilid kung saan siya nakalagay. So, dito ko siya ilalagay. So, dito yung gitna, dito yung sa taas, gilid, left, bottom. So, dito ko sa bottom gusto ilagay. Okay, so for the property, makikita natin dito yung mga objects natin. Okay, so at this part, ang object na active ngayon dito is FRM next. Si window or si form next ang active na object. So now guys, pag-usapan naman natin yung forms in VB.NET. Forms are where the user interface is drone. So, dyan tayo magjo-draw or magde-design ng user interface natin, yung makikita ni user pag nagra-run na yung program natin. It is central to the development of Visual Basic application. Bakit naka-center siya doon? Kasi, syempre, ayaw naman nating mag-present ng isang project na pangit, di ba? So, kung pangit yung nakikita ni user, pangit na rin yung isipin niya about dun sa system mo. So, pagandahin natin yung interface natin. Windows that you create for user interface. Tulad nga ng sabi kanina. The most common prefix or abbreviation for forms is FRM, which is, yun yung ginamit natin to name yung FRM next natin na yung second form natin kanina. So, the example of form is yung nakita nyo kanina, which is yung merong minimize, maximize, and close button. Let's talk about the form properties. We have the back color. It is used to set the form background color. We also have the background image. Set the image as a background for the form. Control backs, used to hide, maximize, minimize, and the close button. Enabled, if true, allows the form to respond to mouse and keyboard event. If false, ibig sabihin hindi mo magamit yung form. Form border style, set the form border to fixed or sizable. Mamaya titignan natin itong mga properties na to. Font, set the font style, type, and size of the form. Font color, of course, for the color of the form. Maximize box. Okay, so kung gusto mong tanggalin yung maximize box, pwede mong i-hide. So, basically, kung walang maximize, mawawala din yung minimize. So, we have minimize box. Sabi nga kanina, kung mawawala yung isa, kasama yung isa. Kambal sila eh. We also have the start position. From the word start and position, you are going to set kung saan mo gusto ilagay yung form mo. Kung naka-center, nakagilid, or whatsoever. We also have the text. Sets the form Windows title. So, this is used for the title mamaya. We have the Windows state. Sasabihin mo kung normal size. Mamaya ano yung normal, papakita natin. The minimize and the maximize size. So, let's try the different form properties. So, activate natin muna guys. Or ang pipiliin nating object is the Form 1. Make sure na napili si Form 1. So, paano nyo malalaman na siya yung active? Andito dapat yung pangalan niya sa My Property window. Siya yung Form 1. So, puntahan natin siya sa Design. So, this is the design ni Form 1. So, yung property natin, guys, pwedeng ma-arrange yan per category. So, this is the category. Tapos, per alphabet. For me, nasanay ako sa alphabet. So, click ko yung alphabet dyan, guys. So, start tayo sa pinakauna. We have here the name of the form. So, if you want to change the name of the form, pwede lang dun, guys. So, if we're going to change this, palitan natin into FRM the first. May ganan. So, the name of the form here, guys, is FRM the first. Okay, so, enter lang natin yan, guys. So, that's the name of the form now. So, bakit hindi na bago dito? Okay lang yan, guys, because they are just the same. Kung pupuntahan natin mamaya yung coding style, ang pangalan na ngayon ng form natin is FRM the first. Okay? So, pwede lang din naman palitan nyo. Kung gusto nyo dito palitan, okay lang. Yun pa rin po yung form natin. Okay? So, nabago na rin dun sa design part. So, puntahin natin ulit yung FRM or yung first natin na form. So, nabago na natin yung name. Next natin, guys, is the background color. So, for the background color, guys, pwede nyo i-click itong triangle na to. Magdi-display yung mga pagpipilian nyo na color. We have the system. Okay, so, piliin na lang kayo dyan, guys, ng mga gusto nyo na color. Okay, so, for me, I'll be using, let's say, active caption. Okay, so, if you're going to observe, nabago yung color natin dito. For example lang dito, guys, ha. Then, next, for the background image naman, guys, if you want to change or maglagay kayo dito ng background image, ang background image yung kabuuan ng screen natin, ha. So, kung gusto nyo maglagay, can click itong button dito. Click natin yan. And, pwede kayong mag-import. Pwede din sa locals, import lang din. And, hanapin nyo dito sa computer nyo yung mga image na gusto nyo ilagay. Okay, so for now, ayoko maglagay ng image. So, okay muna natin yan. It's up to you. Pwede nyo lang din namang i-practice. Pagtripan yung code nyo, pwede kayo maglagay ng image. Next, we have the control box. Kung titignan natin yung control box, guys, naka-true siya. Ibig sabihin, magdi-display yung minimize, maximize, and close button. So, pag finals natin yan, guys, gawin natin siyang false. makikita nyo dito na wala na yung minimize, maximize, and close button. So, balik lang natin siya sa true. The next, we have the font. Mamaya natin balikan tong enable. For the font, guys, click natin tong button dito. And pwede kayong mamili ng font style, and font size. Pwede din may stroke and underline din sa font nyo. Bahala kayo. Depende ulit sa trip natin yan, guys. Okay? So, trip lang to. Click OK. Observe na bago yung font nung nasa loob or yung dinesign natin dun sa loob ng form. So, trip lang ulit natin yan. Bahala kayo dun sa gusto nyo. Okay, so for the color, the word color dyan, guys, is the color of the font. Let's try to change the color. Palitan na lang natin, okay? So, if you're going to observe, yung button 1 ulit ang napalitan ng color because it is a part of the form. Pero later on, pwede din naman siyang palitan kung ayaw nyo kasi meron din siyang sariling property. Okay? So, balik ulit tayo dun sa form 1 or the FRM the first. Okay? So, make sure na yung pangalan nyo nandito or FRM the first yung nandito kasi yun yung ini-edit natin yung property niya. You also have the form border style. Okay? So, meron tayo sizable as the default. Try nyo lahat nung nandito and observe what will happen. Okay? So, just part of the design. Bahala ulit kayo kung ano yung gusto nyo. So, ngayon naman guys, yung maximize box. Okay, so maximize box, naka-true siya kasi naka-display yung maximize natin. Pag ginawa natin yung false, observe, andito pa rin yung maximize. Ba't kaya hindi siya natatanggal? Kasi nga, meron pa rin yung minimize. Okay? Kasi yung minimize and maximize, always pair sila. So, kung gusto mo, i-false mo din yung minimize. That's the time matatanggal yung minimize and maximize. Okay? We also have the size here. Ang size, guys, is the size of the form. So, if you're going to change the size here, observe, mababago din yung size niya. So, yung una is the width, the second is the height. So, we have here the size also. Dito din sa baba, just to identify. The next, we have the startup position. So, yung startup position, guys, ang default niya is Windows default location. So, if we're going to run this, ang run pala, guys, is you can click this part, start debugging, or sabi nga niya, F5. For the Windows default location, guys, kahit anong part ng window or your screen, magdi-display yung window or yung form mo, guys. So, that is the Windows default location. So, pag close natin, click nyo lang tong stop debugging or shift F5. If we're going to change that, let's say, center screen, isa-center niya yung screen or yung window mo. Okay, so naka-center siya. So, try the other properties under start position. Bahala kayo kung anong gusto nyo dyan. For the text, guys, ang text naman, guys, is yung naka-display dito. Siya yung nagko-consider as the title bar. So, form 1 yung nandyan. Let's say, my first form. Tignan natin yung title bar. Nabago siya. Okay? So, dito sa text, guys, kahit may space yan, pwede kang gumamit ng space kasi title siya nung form mo. Then, we have the window state. Ang window state, guys, is naka-normal. Ang ibig sabihin ng normal, ipa-follow niya yung size ng screen mo. Kapag maximize, i-occupy niya yung buong screen mo. Then, for the minimize, let's try minimize. Okay? Observe, nakaran na po siya, guys, pero hindi siya napakita dun sa screen mo. Kasi kapag niran niya, naka-minimize siya. So, para makita mo siya, you need to go to your taskbar and click that. Pero, yung size ng screen niya, pinalo niya pa rin dun sa may size na property. It's another trick, guys. If you are using the properties window, meron po naka-display dito na use per property. Just like the window state, merong nakalagay dyan na gamit niya. So, pag click natin yung topmost, mababago, magdi-display dito yung gamit ni topmost. So, ngayon naman, guys, balikan natin yung enabled. So, dito sa enabled, guys, naka-true yan. So, anong ini-enable niya? Yung form mo. Ibig sabihin, pag naka-enable true siya, pwede mong gamitin yung mga naka-design dun sa form mo. Try natin. So, naka-enable true yung form natin, guys. So, kung makikita nyo, clickable yung button. pwede natin gamitin. Pero wala pa siyang code, guys. So, walang magdi-display kahit kiniklik natin yung button natin. Paano nyo malalaman na clickable yung button? Makikita nyo para siyang may highlight. Tsaka pag kinover ko, nagbabago yung button. Let's change enable into false. Paano kapag nag-enable false? Pag enable false, guys, makikita nyo, medyo nagbago yung color nung button natin. Hindi na siya naka-maroon. Tapos, hindi nagbabago yung button kapag hino-hover. Wala yung color blue sa gilid niya. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo pwedeng i-click or hindi gumagana yung buong form mo na to. Kasi naka-enable false siya. Hindi siya pwedeng gamitin. So, balik natin siya into true. Now, let's talk about the form events. First, we have activated. Form activated event is triggered when the form becomes the active window. We also have the click. Form click event is triggered when user clicks on the window. We also have double click. Form double click event is triggered when the user double clicks on a window. And yung load, guys, occurs when the form is loaded. So, basically, ang pinakagamit dito, guys, is the form load. So, saan natin makikita yung mga events, guys? If we double-click this form, let's say double-click natin itong form na to, merong magpapakitang code. So, if you're going to observe, nagkaroon na tayo ng tatlong tab dito. Meron tayong tab na frmnext.vb design. So, ito yung design ni frmnext. Pwede natin tanggalin muna yan. Hindi natin kailangan. Okay? So, meron tayong frm the first.vb and frm the first.vb design. So, yung walang design, typically, yun yung code. Yung may design, dun mo nilalagay yung mga controls mo. Kung titignan natin dito, guys, meron tayong mga hindi magamit dito na controls. So, bakit kaya hindi natin magamit? Kasi, dito lang siya nagagamit sa may code. Okay? So, nung dinouble click natin yung form, ang default niya is frm first underscore load. So, saan natin makikita yung mga events? Itong nakatandar dyan, these are the events. Pagka-click natin dyan, papakita or magdi-display lahat ng event dun sa form natin. So, makikita nyo dyan si activated, si click, si double click, and so on. So, marami tayong pwedeng gawin dun sa form natin. Madami tayong pwedeng i-code. Pero ang default niya ang load. Ano ibig sabihin ng load? Ang load, guys, kapag first na niran yung program. So, try natin yung load na event, guys. So, mag-add muna tayo dito ng message box. Copy this code muna. Explain ko mamaya. Okay, so for now, we're going to use the function msgbox used to display message box, and meron tayong string na hello. So, pag nirun natin siya, guys, magdi-display muna yung message box natin. Pagka-click natin ng OK, automatic kasi itong nagdi-display or naglalagay siya ng OK. That's the time na mag-display naman yung form natin or the FRM, the first na form natin. So, that is an example of load. For the other events of the form, magagamit din natin yan soon dun sa mga next tutorial videos natin with Visual Studio or VB.net. Let's have form methods naman, guys. For the form methods, we have activate. Okay, so activates the form. We have show, close, hide, and this is an example of form method. Okay, so we have frm example.show and frm example.hide. So, yung different ng method and event, guys, pag sinabi nating method, guys, nagbibigay ka ng command dun sa form na yun yung gagawin niya. While yung event, guys, ipapakita niya kung anong mangyayari dun sa form kapag nangyari yung isang action. Okay? So, method, command, yung event, parang result of an action. Okay? So, let's have the method. So, ngayon, guys, ang lalagyan natin ng code is itong button or button 1. Okay, so double-click natin yan. Mapupunta tayo ulit dito sa my code view and meron tayong makikitang button 1 underscore click. So, ito naman yung event ng button 1. Okay, so later for the buttons, i-discuss din natin yan sa ibang tutorial videos natin. Dito muna tayo sa form. Okay, so ngayon guys, bibigyan natin to ng command. Sasabihin natin na i-open niya yung FRM next. Okay, so we're going to open or call FRM next. To do that, copy this code muna. Okay guys, kung dito, makikita nyo, meron tayong FRM next.show. Yung show guys, that is the method So, ibig sabihin, magbibigay tayo ng command na i-open niya yung FRM Next. Dito meron kayong makikitang box. Okay, so it indicates na itong dalawang box na to or itong color violet na to or purple, this is a method. Kung hindi niyo alam yung gamit ng isang method, i-hover niyo lang siya. Papakita dito sa gilid niya yung use ng isang method. Okay, so same, lagay din natin or i-point natin yung mouse natin dun sa show dialog or gamitin natin yung arrow key. Magpapakita din yung gamit ng method. To have that, click lang natin yung enter, depende sa napili natin. So, piliin mo natin yung show na method. Pagka-click mo ng enter, magpapakita agad yung parentheses. Okay, so ito yung kagandahan ni Visual Studio. Ilalagay niya na agad yung mga parentheses. Hindi mo na kailangang ikaw na mag-ayos pa. Or pwede lang din naman na ikaw yung maglagay ng parentheses. Now, if we're going to run this, of course, meron pa rin tayo nung message box natin na hello kasi nakalagay ito yung inside the FRM the first underscore load na event. I-click lang natin yung okay. So, dito ang nilagyan natin ng command is yung button 1. So, pagka-click natin yung button 1, sinasabi natin na buksan niya yung next form. So, click natin to. It will open the next form. So, we have here the FRM next. Okay? So, observe guys. Pag ginamit natin yung show na method, ibig sabihin bubuksan nga niya yung form na tinawag natin. And pwede ka ding bumalik dito sa form na una. Okay? So, pwede silang mag-swap. That is the show method. Pwede kang palipat-lipat nung form. Now naman guys, edit lang natin to. Tanggalin lang natin yung dalawang parentheses. Magpapakita ulit yung other methods na pwede natin gamitin. Okay, so dito meron kayong makikita ang ibang methods. If you want to learn more about these methods, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell para ma-notify kayo kung meron pa tayong tutorial videos about Visual Studio or VB.NET programming. Okay, so ngayon naman guys, gagamitin natin si show dialog. Anong pinagkaiba ng show sa show dialog? Maliban sa definition dyan, kasi ayaw na ayaw ako magbasa guys, gamitin na lang natin siya or let's try to use that in our program. Lagay natin yung parentheses and run natin ulit. Okay, so click lang natin yung okay. Tapos, pagka-click natin dito sa button 1, so dahil meron tayong show dialog dyan, ibig sabihin bubuksan ulit niya yung FRM next. Let's try. Okay, so na-open nga niya si FRM next. Ano yung different ng show sa show dialog? Pag show dialog, guys, hindi mo pwedeng balikan yung first na form. Ayaw po. Okay? Pero kapag show, nakita nyo naman kanina, pa-swap-swap tayo, pwede lang. But show dialog, hindi mo pwedeng balikan yung isang form or yung naunang form hanggang hindi mo close itong naka-open na form. So, that is the method of a form. For other methods, of course, later on, magagamit din natin yan. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell kung gusto niyo pang matuto. Bye!